Well, today we're going to be doing a quick test on the Esbit 3-piece cook set. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron. Now you guys know a while back we did their little collapsible stove with the fuel tablets from Esbit, and I had kind of mixed feelings about that design. So I wanted to kind of kick it up another level and see if this pot and cook system, stove system, was really worth taking a look at. Now I went over to Amazon, purchased this guy for about $20. I'll have links in the description below over to Amazon, Blade HQ. When you guys use those hyperlinks, helps me get out there, buy gear just like this to give you guys honest feedback and testing and reviewing so you guys can make wise choices. Don't forget about our Knock Around Sunglass affiliate, sunglasses for the whole family, inexpensive. You can custom build your own. Great stuff. Check those out. Anytime you use those hyperlinks for anything really helps us out to continue to buy gear, get out here, test and review. So what this has is a little stove that you would put your fuel tablet in, and then it's got a 2-cup cup, holds 2 cups of water or fluid with a lid. So for about $20, you're getting what seems to be a pretty well built system. Let's go ahead, break it down, show you what it can do and whether or not it's going to be the right little compact backpacking emergency kit prepper system for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and break down a few things before we get into the actual boil testing and all that. Now this is hard anodized aluminum. I've used aluminum on a lot of my cook sets. Is a great conductor of heat, works really well. Now the nice thing is that this is only going to weigh 7 ounces as you see it with the pot, the lid, and the internal stove. That's awesome. So really lightweight, and the full amount is going to be 20 ounces. It has graduations up to 16 ounces, but you can boil 20 ounces. The testing we will be doing in this is for 16 ounces of water. So 2 cups of water is what I will be doing for all of the testing that you are about to see. And it's going to be 3.4 side to side and 4.4 inches high. So everything fits together. We have a nice little rubberized handle here with the lid. The lid has a hook. I really like that aspect, so you can hang it on the side while you're checking or you're stirring or doing whatever you're doing. You can absolutely fit an Esbit alcohol stove that we'll talk about in just a little bit in there. And then you do have the actual stove piece itself, those nice rubberized folding arms. You do even have a little pour lip there, and you know it's like a non-stick surface, which is really good. And then you do have in here with the stove, that tray, you do have little screws on those feet and a little feet to kind of give it a little bit off the ground. The pot or cup can absolutely handle a 32-ounce Nalgene. It can sit in there without any sort of problem. So if you just did end up just wanting to use the cup or the pot for some reason, you could absolutely do that, and your Nalgene can nestle in there. And they will come with little mesh bags to have the stove in one bag, it goes inside, and then the pot itself in another bag. All right, guys, time to do the testing and the actual run time and how long does it take to boil the water. We will be doing that in my backyard, so that's where you'll be seeing some of the action, because it's a good data point that I can test a lot of things out at a consistent altitude to give you guys roughly the same as much similarity in the data that I can give you. And so what we did with this guy and where we use this in my backyard is a mile above sea level, so 5,280 feet roughly above sea level is where I tested these. And you know, I go much higher than that. A lot of our treks that you see here on the channel, we're going up to 8,000 to 10,000 feet easily on day hikes and that type of thing up in the Rocky Mountains. So I really am thinking with this system, is this good to take with me? It's ultra light, really small, boil 2 cups of water, get some coffee going, have some coffee, enjoy an alpine lake, and then, you know, hit the trail and head back without having to take such a footprint or burn through fuel canisters of different types of stoves. So that was in my mind. And so at this location of a mile above sea level, which should have a faster boiling point than at sea level. Now it'll take longer to cook things, but the higher you go in altitude, the faster things boil because the temperature of the boiling point goes down because of barometric pressure and all kinds of stuff. I always get those confused sometimes with my data points, and I actually posted this video originally and had some of that data wrong. So that's why I'm reposting this if some of you saw that come up about a month ago. But anyway, that yeah, about 17 and a half minutes and 2 pods is how long it took for me to get a rolling boil out of 2 cups, 16 ounces of water with this system. So That's 20 minutes almost. I mean, that's a long time to get the water going. Now, that is better though than the little pop-up Esbit stove. I did the exact same test with this guy, and that thing took forever, and I burned through 3 pods. Well, it's been basically a half hour, 27 minutes, 3 pods, and it's starting to move. We're getting like the smallest of boils, so I'm not gonna wait around anymore. Finally took. So the pop-up is really disappointing at almost a half hour to try, and with lots of fighting. So this system is definitely way more efficient. You're gonna use less fuel. It will absolutely cut down on time significantly. But for me personally, I wouldn't put it in my system that I would regularly carry just because of how long it takes. I would look for something that's more efficient, that would take less time to boil 2 cups of water. So the last portion of this system that I was really excited about and ended up totally failing and flunking on me is this. Now, this is called the solid fuel system. I know that. I was really hoping that it would be the right size to fit an Esbit alcohol stove. So I picked one of these guys up. Really nice little system. I will be using it in upcoming videos for other things. I mean, it fits perfectly inside the pot, inside the stove. I was really excited about it. But the problem is that the little tray that they have produced right here that holds those fuel tablets, which is bolted in, not screwed in, is too high. And what it does is when you put your alcohol stove right in there, which I thought would be just fantastic, and then you put your pot, it literally goes flush with the alcohol stove and snuffs it out immediately. And I'm really disappointed in that. This could have been an amazing system, and I probably would have used it regularly if either one of 2 things. They had just done a screw like they did. I mean, they have Phillips head screws here for the feet. Why didn't they do that for the tray? So I could just remove the tray without literally breaking the system. If I'm gonna use this, then I have to get in there and like pry that thing off or drill it out or something like that, that tray. There is still plenty of space on the upper part of this system. If they had just brought it up another ½ inch all the way around, still would have fit in the pot perfectly and would have given us enough airspace to have the alcohol stove run in the system. That would have been awesome, and I know that would have cut down on my cook times and just would have been a way more efficient way over the fuel pods to use this system. But the way it is currently designed, it doesn't work. You only can use the solid fuel tablets, and it doesn't make sense. They could have easily had an extra level of functionality with this design with some very simple tweaks. So I hope that they change that in the future, because right now I believe it's a total waste. And now for me personally, at the altitudes that I work in, this system doesn't really make a lot of sense unless I'm going to drill that little plate out here and try and jerry-rig this thing to work. But for me, there's just better ways and better stoves that can handle an alcohol stove, or I'm going to go with, you know, the like MSR Pocket Rocket 2.0, those type of things that are fuel-based systems versus this little solid fuel kind of emergency kit. So I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest. I was really looking forward to testing this out in a real way with the stove, alcohol stove, and using it on a regular basis out in the woods where I live. But it just doesn't make sense because of how long it takes with those little tablets. So thank you guys so much for coming over here, checking out the channel. I hope this video has shown you what this stove can do, what it can't do, and whether or not it will be the right system for you. Check us out on Instagram, social media, throwing up tons of behind the scenes stuff there all the time. Please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. We're throwing up videos like this every single week. Don't forget about the mailbag. Put #mailbag and ask a question. You might get it answered in an upcoming video. Don't forget about our Saturday special where we do the Gideon's Tactical Show. Not gear review based. It's just entertainment. It's just fun. Just kind of in that outdoor vein, but a completely different style of video. And finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.